How does being schizophrenic affect my mind? Now, there are a lot of things that a schizophrenic can be. We can be extremely emotional. We can hallucinate. We can see ourselves as something that we are not. And there's a wide variety of things that can affect a schizophrenic in his own mind or her own mind. The mind becomes a playground for sensations that seem to not be there, for extreme emotions that seem to come from nowhere. But the key aspect of a schizophrenic mind is that it is heightened. Generally speaking, I don't think that the schizophrenic mind is altered as much as it is heightened. Now, let me explain. When I do not take my medication, and it's been a while since I haven't taken it. I mean, I've not taken it by accident, but um, as far as long periods where I didn't take it on purpose, my emotions are heightened. My senses are heightened. Every single sense that I have experiences more. So much so that I just can't take it. And my emotions not are not at a state where I can be in society and function normally. But my brain also functions faster. My intelligence is grander, and my understanding of myself is behemoth. I I start to want to really sit down and meditate and reflect on myself, or get up and run around. It's really a roller coaster for most of us schizophrenics. But if I didn't have a job, if I didn't go to school, and if I didn't have a social life, I could just hunker down in a room for 1 week and really get to know myself. But functioning in the world beyond ourselves is extremely difficult for schizophrenics. It's damn near impossible if we don't have medication. Well, there's no one thing that exemplifies all schizophrenics, but it's very hard for the vast majority of schizophrenics to function in society without medication. Now, getting to a movie that I wanted to use as an example. This is something that I feel quite often because there's always that part of me that wants to not take medication and go back to just me without anything else and without any adapter that I plug into society. There's this movie that most people don't like and it doesn't get good reviews because it's not a great movie, but I think that it has some great points. It is Equilibrium, and Christian Bale is the main actor. Now, in Equilibrium, it's this post-apocalyptic society where there's not a whole lot of human beings left after World War III. So one society decides that okay, emotions are what caused all of the pain and suffering among humanity. Emotions are what brought us down and destroyed our capabilities and allowed us to fall into a state to where we couldn't move forward. So in this society, you take Prosium, this drug that makes you not feel emotions, makes you not be able to feel emotions at all, and you basically fall into the cog structure, the cog and gear structure of the society while taking this drug. And ironically, children who have the best ability to perceive emotions are trained and used to select those amongst the crowds that are not taking their dose or are feeling emotion. Now, eventually, Christian Bale, he's the head of this agency that wants to take down the system, that wants to take down the resistance, and the resistance wants to take down the system. And then Christian Bale slowly starts to discover himself, starts to discover his emotions, and he starts allowing himself to delve into what his wife was into, and his wife was executed for feeling emotions, and what his partner was into. And then he starts to stop taking his Prosium dosages, which is, I don't know, 4 vials a day or so. And he starts feeling emotion, and he rediscovers what it is to feel emotion. And it's a heartwarming progression of events. And he slowly starts to realize, hey, I got to work for the resistance because what I've been working for so far is not where humanity needs to be. But regardless of the movie, I want to get back to the idea of feeling emotion by not taking what society wants you to take, what doctors want you to take. Now, I actually do want to take my medication because everything is so intense without it. And existence is incredibly difficult. It's incredibly difficult to go to work, go to school, anything. It's hard to slow my mind down to the rate that human beings usually operate at. So I take it gladly. But the film Equilibrium basically sums up how I feel sometimes, where I want to stop taking my medication because I want to be completely myself. But the rest of me is saying that's just not possible. There's nobody forcing me to take my medication like there is in Equilibrium, that movie. And there's no check for it or anything like that. But I'll start acting very differently. I guarantee it. And most schizophrenics will understand that you'll start acting very differently if you stop taking your medication. Now, there's always this line between who we are, what society wants us to be, and the extremely materialistic side of society. I try to get as close to the line of what society wants me to be while still being myself. So I'm about right here. And it isn't easy to be somebody, to feel like you're somebody who is suppressed, whose emotions, whose feelings, whose intelligence, whose even brain patterns are suppressed just to act like everyone else. It isn't easy because I know that. And many other schizophrenics know it. They feel it. They feel this is not me, but this is the only way I can fit in. For us schizophrenics, it's incredibly difficult to make this decision, but we do it anyway because if we don't, then we will not have a place in society. How does my mind feel as a schizophrenic? How does my mind operate as a schizophrenic? My mind is incredibly chaotic, but incredibly brilliant when I'm not taking my medication and I'm not, I've also been using alcohol, not to great quantities, but I've also been numbing my mind with that for years. And just to appear normal, just to feel normal, just to be able to operate in society, I have medication, which isn't supposed to be taken with alcohol, and alcohol. So I have this state of being that passes as normal. But in the back of my head, there's always this feeling that, this isn't me. Should I just stop drinking? Should I just stop taking my medication and just be me? If I can't operate in society, should I leave society? Should I basically become a hermit? Because, there are many people who say, just don't take your medication. Don't take what the doctors prescribe. Don't take what the government wants you to take. Just be you. But most of those people don't understand what it means for a schizophrenic to be himself or herself. It means that we feel everything more. We see everything more, and it has an impact on us more. Our minds operate faster, and everything feels out of sync because we're going so fast and at a different rate, at a different frequency, and everyone else is going so slow. For a lot of schizophrenics, not all. And we're seeing things that other people are not seeing. So to say from a point of view of, don't take what the government wants you to take, you don't know what we're going through. You don't know what we're talking about. This is a very difficult situation to be in. And it's one that me and other schizophrenics have decided to opt out of. Take medication and try to be normal, which I have been for years. This is the plight that we go through. So my mind as a schizophrenic, without medication, without suppressing it with alcohol, because alcohol is a suppressant. It is a depressant, rather. It's not a stimulant, of course. My mind is alien to humanity. It is something that is faster than humanity. So I can't fit in. That's what it is to be schizophrenic all the time. I'm not saying that I'm inherently more intelligent, but for a lot of us, it just feels like, and especially if you connect shamanism with schizophrenia, because there's connections to be made there. There's spiritual connections with schizophrenia that many cultures have made over time since schizophrenia became a thing, the diagnosis of schizophrenia. Since then, we've all schizophrenics have delved into that and tried to figure out, okay, is that me? But what it comes down to is, can I operate as a human being? It's either that, or I have to go out into the woods. I have to go out into the jungle. I have to separate from society. These are two options that we have to choose from if you're a schizophrenic, and you have many different disorders associated with your schizophrenia that make you not be able to function in society. At any rate, I've been going on long enough. This has been a long rant. I hope this has made sense. I hope that you understand the mind of a schizophrenic a little bit more. And granted, I am taking medication at this time, but I have tried to share my information that I have on this topic. And if you have any questions, comments, concerns, feel free to shoot down in the comment section below on YouTube. If you want to hit that like button down there, it really help out the channel. And if you have any suggestions for future videos, feel free to shoot down in the comment section as well. So thank you very much for watching, and I hope all of you have a great day, and never disvalue a different mind.